Well, this Saturday night is one of the race cars of the year. 12 races here at Los Alamitos, 11 stakes races headed by the Governor's Cup Futurity, a race with a $380,000 purse. And one of the top horses in the Governor's Cup Futurity is Provodnikov, horse that ran extremely well in the trials and looks like he keeps improving every time, this horse.
Yeah, he really does. This horse, he showed some talent in his works. His first race, he had a bad break and they kind of ran him over. His second race, he drew the outside and he made a right-hand turn out of the gates and just broke real far to the outside. Finally, his third race in the trials, he finally ran like the horse that we thought he is. It was his second time after being gelded, so his attitude's been a lot better, and we were just really pleased that he finally, showed to be the horse that we thought he was in his works. So we're tickled. He's got a good post in the 5-hole. He ran a great race last time. He's coming into the race well, and hopefully he doesn't make any mistakes.
You mentioned that he was gelded after his first out. Now, how hard is it to make that decision on a 2-year-old?
Well, he was starting to not pay attention, and sometimes we give him the benefit of the doubt and leave him a colt. But then when the part about being a colt gets in the way of his racing, and he's not going to make a great racehorse being a colt, so it's time to make him a racehorse and not a stallion prospect.
And of course, we've seen that happen before, where horses with extreme ability just can't get out of their own way because they're colts. They go on after being gelded to become superstars. Now, later on in the Governor's Cup Derby, you have a horse by the name of Unblemished that has qualified to some big races, but the Governor's Cup Derby, pretty tough field, of course, with Jay Fire Up in there.
This Governor's Cup Derby is probably one of the toughest fields that I've seen in the Governor's Cup Derby in a long time. There's some really nice horses in this race. Unblemished is a nice horse. He's been, a finalist in a few stake races. He's able to get in. He hasn't been able to really get a piece of it in any of the finals, but we're happy to have him in the race, and hopefully he gets a good run. But it's definitely, he has his work cut out for him, because this is really a nice group of horses.
And of course, your barn is always full of very nice horses. A couple of them, if we could touch on. Wave Her Down, winner of the Ed Burke Million Futurity. Can you give us an update on this filly?
This filly's doing great. She's just a nice filly. She come out of the Ed Burke really well. She's training like $1 million. She's acting like she wants to run again right now. So there's really nothing to run her in for a little bit yet. But she's in great shape, and we're really happy to have her in the barn. You're
looking at the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity trials for her?
Yeah, we'll probably run her in the trials and then kind of go from there.